Hello and welcome to Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. We are at the extended entrance of this 22-acre lush green rich campus, wherein you will be now introduced to facilities that are available to the engineering students as well as students of management sciences and master of computer applications. Now we are into the tour of central facilities of the college, which is built and run by academicians alone. This dream came to reality when in 2007 this institution was started. I now have the privilege of introducing you to the chairman of our governing council, Dr. D.S. Guru, who is chairperson of the Department of Studies for Computer Science in University of Mysore, which has now completed 100 years of service to the sector of education. He happens to be the Young Scientist Awardee from the Government of India, and he is into research, and he guides us and he guides the entire Maharaja Institute of Technology to be in line with its vision and mission statements.
I am happy that I have been functioning as the chairperson of governing council of this esteemed college, Maharaja Institute of Technology, which is run by a reputed trust in Mysore, where all trustees are from the strong background of education and who are known for their excellency in academia. And this is the college in Mysore being run by academicians, run for academicians for betterment of student all-round developments, and this college is functioning for overall development of students, keeping in mind the students should have their own free to choose courses, and keeping in mind outcome based education for the last couple of years. So this college was established a decade ago. Recently has been shifted to OBE based education system, and the college management is supporting, and especially this college is totally built up by the teachers who have been serving in this institution for the last roughly about 13 to 14 years. And this college is known for its caring of students and taking care of all requirements of students, and the college is dedicating its overall functionalities for building up personalities of especially the students from the poor background, coming from rural educational background, and those who have done their schooling in Kannada medium, in fact love to join this institution, because though they join this institution at some average level, while walking out of this institution with Bachelor of Engineering with reasonably good distinction level. I am really proud to say that I am associated with this institution as the chairperson of governing council. So I congratulate all the faculty members and the management for having built up such a wonderful institution in Mysore city, and we are really in need of this similar type of institutions in Mysore henceforth.
We have a very famous saying that a team of lions, if it is led by a sheep, loses the match to the team of sheep led by a lion. And I am introducing you to the leader of the pack, that is Dr. Naresh Kumar BG, one of the most renowned academicians in India. He has served at the highest levels of AICTE and now is the principal of Maharaja Institute of Technology since 2012.
The principal of this college, Naresh Kumar BG. I completed my engineering education during 1981 from Mysore University with first rank, and my master degree in 1987 from University of Roorkee, now it is IIT Roorkee, and also postdoc PhD from University of Roorkee, now it is again IIT. All of them on the structural field. I did my research in the field of aerodynamics of cable stayed bridges. So coming to my career, I started my teaching career since 1981 till 2012. I was in PS College of Engineering. There I was as a lecturer, started my career and progressed to assistant professor and as well as professor and head of the Department of Civil Engineering. I hold the positions of Special Officer Building Division and other activities of the college. In between, I got a chance to go to New Delhi MHRD office of AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education, as advisor during 2002 to 2005, and these 3 years was very good experience for me to serve the society at large, particularly to the faculty of the technical education. And then again back to mother organization PS College of Engineering, Mandya. Then later in 2002, I took VRS and joined this organization, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore, in 2012. As you all know that it started in the year 2007 with 4 branches of engineering, specifically computer science and engineering, electronics and communication engineering, information science and engineering, and mechanical engineering. It keep on adding branches and intakes for this college. In the second year, we started MCA here, and in the third year, it was MBA course, and in the fourth year in 2010, it was civil engineering branch. So at present, totally we have 5 UG courses plus 2 PG courses like MBA and MCA, plus we have 3 MTech courses in electronics, signal processing, in mechanical, thermal power engineering, and in computer science. It is computer science and engineering, with an intake of UG is 120 in each branch. MCA presently it is 60, MBA is 120, and 18 is the intake for master degrees. Yeah, our college is a student centric college particularly. In fact, I could redefine it as a parent centric college also, because why it is called as that is we monitor the students hourly basis. If they don't come, we inform their parents why or what is not attended the classes and so on and so forth. And in these aspects, in and around Mysore, our college is named as jail. I really take that word as jail because we are teaching them in such a way that from morning to evening in all the engineering courses, and that's why our college during the earlier days gained the maximum name in the southern part of the Karnataka. And I think we have won an award from the editorial board of, I think, something.
From a private agency.
From a private agency, okay. Yeah, a survey is conducted by the private agency, and it was our Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore is named as one of the fast growing institution in the southern part of the Karnataka. And main strength of our college is to promote the weaker students, particularly from 40 to 45% students. They come here from the village by rural background, and we make them to at least score minimum of distinctions, 70%. That is the major strength of our college. We have several examples of that. Just eligible students have got first class degree and gone abroad and studied there and worked there and coming back here and serving our nation again. And with these few introduction now, so I will move on to the facilities here. We have wonderful facilities, state of the art facilities in all the departments, and it caters the needs. And further, our institution is mainly named for the transportation facility in and around Mysuru. So Mysuru city, about 37 buses comes, and around the 360 degrees of Mysuru, our college, we run from 12 taluks. Why these taluks? The strength is because this institution caters the needs of the rural background. Particularly rural background people are shy of talking here, then we train them particularly to come up with the current trends and other things, and so that they will score good marks in the university examinations. Coming to faculty, the strength of our faculty is the retention. Whatever I have seen here, the data here, almost 90% of the faculty have retention here. They have stayed back in the institution because of the facilities provided by the organization, trust, and lot of avenues for them, not only with respect to the salary, and we have a very good scheme of group mediclaim for the entire family of the staff, and then we have accidental insurance for faculty and as well as for students. In addition to that, trust is providing loans also, particularly for the needy section. In addition to these two, our staff members and total faculty of the entire group of Maharaja Education Trust started an organization called Maharaja Education Trust House Building Cooperative Society. Through that, we are providing them the sites and as well as loan to build their own dwellings. And then in particularly to this college, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore, we have credit cooperative society, so that through that they can also avail the loans for all the caterers, even teaching, non-teaching and all of them. Yeah, for staff we are providing AICTE pay scales as per the 6th pay commission, and then yearly increment of 3% for their basic and plus AGP, and also for non-teaching and technical staff, Maharaj Institute of Technology has arrived a different pay scale in line with the government of Karnataka. Team of professors guiding almost nearing to 100 students to get their doctoral and MS degrees in various disciplines of computer science, civil engineering, mechanical, electronics, particularly science also, physics, mathematics, and as well as chemistry. To provide a very good governance, we have two deans here, Dean Administration, who looks after the administration issues and administration procedures and all those things, and Dean Research also. Dean Administration is Dr. Vasudev T, and Dean Research is Murali S. And through these, then my workload is considerably reduced because of these two deans, Dean Admin and Dean Research. So, a lot of things are decentralized here, they will take care of these two sections separately. My role is only to take care of the admission section and other regular issues of the department. To manage the things at the college level, to maintain the governance, we have Governing Council of the college headed by Dr. D.S. Guru and some senior academicians and supported by VTU and AICT nominees, and also myself as member secretary of that. Continuing to that, we have college council comprising of all HODs and all section heads, wherein we formulate all the rules, regulations, and then pass to the governing council for its approval, including budget also. To add to this governance, as per the government norms, we have 5 statutory committees that are already known to you. In continuation to that, to decentralize the works, we have following committees. It will be explained by Professor Aniruddha.
Thanks to the respected principal. Apart from the statutory committees, we have IQAC, that is Internal Quality Assurance Cell, chaired by the principal himself, and the member secretary for the same is Dr. Sham BR. We have the sports committee headed by Dr. Muhammad Kaisar, and the convener for the same is our physical education director, Mr. Dhanya Sundar. Cultural committee is headed by Dr. C. Ramakrishna Gowda, head of civil engineering, and the convener for the same is Mr. Kiran Kumar, the NSS program officer. We have the student counseling and mentoring cell, which is headed by Dr. Raju, and the member secretary for the same is Professor Adana. Then we have the entrepreneurship development cell headed by Dr. Shivamurthy RC, and the secretarial committee headed by Dr. T. Vasudev. The member secretary for the same is Srimati Padmavati. Training and placement cell is headed by Shivamurthy RC, and the convener for the same is Mr. Shivsagar, the placement officer. We have library advisory committee headed by the principal, and the member secretary is the librarian himself, Mr. Ashok. We have annual stock verification committee headed by Dr. Dayal and assisted by Harish as member secretary. We have department level alumni cells which will be coordinated in the department level. Apart from that, we also have e-waste committee headed by Dr. T. Vasudev, assisted as member secretary by Chetan Kumar DS. And one very important cell that we have formulated to match with the digital era, that is media cell, which takes care of all the uploads that we do through our media, the social media and the website. It is headed by Dr. Sharat Kumar YH, head of IS department, and is assisted by Chetan Kumar DS as member secretary. As we are aware of the activities that are taking under NSS cell of MITM, the chairmanship is taken care by the principal, who received recently the state award for the best cell for NSS unit, and the member secretary is NSS program officer Mr. Kiran Kumar L.
And I have made a policy in my particularly to talk to every student and parent who get admitted to this college. So during that period, I will try to convince them to the particular branch and particular this one. With looking at their percentage, we suggest them not to take this branch or that branch. We insist them. Not only nowadays, we all know that only all students come, they always ask computer science and engineering. So we are directing them to take other branches also. You have scope to go to software engineering, even if you study electronics, civil and mechanical. We have certain examples also here from our college. People are taking software job after studying civil and as well as mechanical engineering. So these few words now, because I motivate the students to take all the branches, so that all these facilities to come up to this stage, we have a very good vision of our college that is already shown to you, I think. So to be specific, it is to become a premier technical management institution, promoting excellent education, fostering research, innovation and entrepreneurial attitude. To make up this vision, we have 5 mission statements to facilitate students, to empower them, and then to advance research in technical, science and management vision, and to again facilitate entrepreneurial skills through interaction with the institute, and also we have made a policy to talk to alumni also, and then to uphold the ethics. So, nowadays ethics values are, I do not know where they are going. We are trying to bring back those ethics and values to the students and as well as in turn to the parents. And we have observed one more thing is that parents are very secure that they have admitted the student to MIT, but they do not take care of their wards. We insist them to take care. It is your responsibility also to see the growth of the student. Okay. In continuation to my views on the institution and about the trust, our trust members have started an initiation out of the box idea. During pandemic, we saw that a lot of people are sitting idle in the campus. So, trust together sat and started this 10-point program, so that to complete this 10-point program by 20/02/2022, to start with stream 1, like it goes like stream 1 to stream 10. Stream 1 is branding of works. Branding of work means how we can brand our college or any product, whatever it may be. To start with, our institution started a VTU level symposium named Recent Trends on the Disruptive Technologies. It was inaugurated by Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Karisiddappa, and it went on smoothly for 2 days. The stream 2 is product development, so that to help the poor people and as well as needy, particularly on the basis of forums. But to start with, our mechanical engineering department product development have made brick cutting machine, that is concrete brick cutting machine, and again mechanical department people has initiated a small product. It will be helpful to all human commodities like gas cylinder lifting machine over the steps and as well as on the ground. And in third stream is software firm. So, 2 of our faculties have registered for that. So, it is about to start. Fourth stream is consultancy. So, major consultancies can be taken from the college MITM, particularly from civil and mechanical. So, owing to this, civil has started so many projects. So, they have earned already 15 lakhs for the college. Mechanical started the product development consultancy again. To continue with the stream 5, so first year and final year targets. Final year students are targeted through placement and training cell. The needy students have taken care of that. And first year students, because this year the admission went so long, so that after PUC students were sitting at home, those who are registered for the admission here. So, lot of competitions were held through online, and we distributed a lot of prizes on the day of orientation there. Sixth stream is incubation center. To add up to the entrepreneur development cell of the college, incubation center people are supporting them to start the firms. S7, the stream 7 is publication part. Again, publications are whosoever publish the papers in the reputed journals and reputed conferences and even in the form of books. So, they will be suitably supported through finance. And next stream is teach the village. Teach at village, that we started, but because of the pandemic we could not go forward. It will be continued later. Stream 9 is supermarket thing. Supermarket means not like big market, it is supermarket for the college level. We have already taken a survey of all the faculty members, even staff members, teaching, non-teaching, which are the products they most like to buy through this supermarket at the reasonably compatible price. So, that will be started. S10, stream 10 is community farming. So, this is doing wonderfully here. So, behind the first year lab of chemistry, so a space is reserved for each faculty. They have taken care of farming some small items like cabbage, tomato, brinjal like this, and also some leaf things. So, it is going on very well. So, thanks to the support from the management or the out of the box idea what they have given, it is really doing wonderful at the college. In addition to look at our central facilities and common facilities like first year labs, hostel, canteen and other things, my administrative officer Professor Aniruddha will continue the tour.
What we can see in this picture is the layout plan of the entire Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. It is depicted in the entire campus is depicted in this image, and one can see, standing in front of this, one can see the entire facilities provided by the college to the students and staff. I am now entering into the chamber of the Dean of Administration of MIT Mysore. I am directly reporting to the Dean of Administration on a regular basis, and he happens to look after the total administration. All those sections that I mentioned earlier are directly under his capacity, and it is all over to our Dean Administration to explain his roles and responsibilities in the institution and how he administers such a big institution.
I am Dr. Vasudev, serving in this institution since 2011. Right now I am working as professor in the Department of Information Science and Engineering. Apart from my teaching responsibilities, I have been assigned another role as Dean Administration. As a Dean Administration, I have to assist the principal in his routine day-to-day activities, and I look into the routine functions of the various sections in the office, like the account section, especially in the accounts it is fees collection and budget allocation, and then I look into the functions of examination section, scholarship sections, then comes the housekeeping, gardening, security, and then moreover to this I look into the functionings of canteen facility and the transportation facility, and I work towards coordinating all these various sections of the office to give a better service to the student community. So that is the major responsibility as a Dean Administration I have in the institution.
We have listened to the Dean Administration, who is taking care of the total administration of the institution. For an engineering institution, it is very important to have a vibrant research wing, and the research wing is led by the Dean Research, Dr. S. Murali. I will be taking you to Dr. S. Murali, who will explain how he has taken care and built a research culture in this institution.
Namaskar, I am Dr. Murali, Dean Research, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. Maharaja Research Foundation is a research organization established by Maharaja Education Trust, now has supported more than 100 PhD scholars to carry out research. It has encouraged candidates to write papers, lot of encouragements have been given to students, and we conduct meetings so regularly. Every month we conduct meeting such a way that the progress will be reviewed through this Dean office. 10 research fundings have been given to faculties of Maharaja Institute of Technology under the banner of Shodhana. This has encouraged these professors, faculties to carry out research to the tune of 50,000 rupees. Maharaja Research Foundation has also supported 10 PhD scholars with internship amount of 15,000 rupees a month for first year and 18,000 rupees for next 2 years. There are 10 candidates now doing PhD as internal candidates supported by Maharaja Research Foundation. Also, lot of faculties have been encouraged to submit patents, and as a result of that, 18 patents have been submitted this year, and shortly by another 3 months all these things will be registered. Maharaja Research Foundation has taken lot of initiative in encouraging faculties to write proposals and also papers, and whenever they attend conferences, whenever they write papers, encouragement has been provided by MIT in the form of finance, in the form of travel grant, in the form of book publication, etc. So this has resulted in large number of turnout, and in fact barring 1 or 2 candidates, barring 1 or 2 faculty, lot of faculties have been doing PhD under this scheme.
Of many facilities that this institution has to offer to its students, the best of the facility starts from the hostel for girls. We are now entering into the girls hostel. The girls hostel has a capacity of 120 right now, and it has 2 floors, each floor having 23 rooms which can accommodate 3 students each. In spite of the summer that we are going through, you can see the greenery that this land has produced, which is the source of fresh air for the students residing in the hostel. The girl students residing in this hostel are given the opportunity to be the gardeners to this garden. This is the part of the area, this is the part of the garden which is actually maintained by the students themselves. This is the lobby of the hostel, which has the facility of television for the benefit of the students. Meet the caretaker of this hostel, Ms. Navina, and she takes care of the attendance of the students and the food intake, and whether the food is delivered on time, whether the quality is good or not. Are the students aware of all the happenings in the college? She takes care of all of those things, and the mess bill and rest of the things are shown in the notice board. In spite of the prevailing pandemic, we have about 92 students currently residing in our hostel. Of course, they are maintaining and adhering strictly to these SOPs given by the government. We are entering into one of the rooms which now actually being used by the wardens. This is a multi-purpose room. This also is used as a daycare center for the children of our staff. You can now see small paintings and small toys that are kept here to engage those children as and when they arrive here. You can now observe we have 3 beds, 3 tables, 3 racks, and 3 wardrobes for the safe stay of the students that are accommodated in this room. This room happens to be the warden's room, and hence it also has an attached bathroom. We are in the huge corridor of the girls hostel. The promoters of our institution wanted this to be home-like, in fact better than the home. That is why we have the spacious rooms accommodating 3 students in each room. Why we have to accommodate 3 students is AICTE tells us that either you will have to have a single student per room or 3 or more students per room, and never have 2 students per room. On that basis, we have a 3 student accommodation in every room. And though we had space and wanted the luxury to be given to the students who are coming from outside, who are staying in the hostel, need to know the difficulties of outside world, and hence they are not, each room is not provided with the attached bathroom facility. A common room facility is available where we are now heading to. To my right is the washing area for the girls, and to my left is the area where they can dry their clothes. We have 16 bathrooms and 16 washrooms per corridor, and that means to say we can accommodate 16 people at a time for bathing, and 16 people can use the water closets. We are in the kitchen exclusively built for the maintenance of the girls hostel. If you can observe it carefully, it is a huge area. It can in fact accommodate 10 to 15 cooks at a time and can prepare food for about 500 and odd students at a time. And this is the great feature of the hostel. As well, adjacent to this kitchen is the dining hall, and also the restroom for the staff of the kitchen is also adjacent to this room. This dining hall and the kitchen area is having uninterrupted water supply from our own borewell, which is just opposite to this building. As well, the washing area and cleaning area are all well intact. We are now in the first floor of our girls hostel. You can observe the fitness equipments that we have here. Not just the students of this hostel use this, but the lady faculty, which we call as women club in the college, also comes to our girls hostel and carry out their fitness works. A hostel that is accommodating about 100 people will always have medical emergencies. We usually encounter at least one case per week wherein we will need to carry them to the hospital, nearby hospital. So, we have our ambulance facility ready on every occasion, and a driver is earmarked for the same, and he will take care along with the caretaker. The area opposite to the girls hostel is the place which the management has marked to build an indoor stadium. If you can observe here, we have about 4 to 5 acres of land which is exclusively kept for the construction of the indoor stadium, which will definitely have all the modern facilities that an indoor stadium must include. At the end of this location, you can observe a construction work is going on, that is for the brick industry that is supposed to come up. It is as part of a 10-point program, which is a visionary program which will definitely include all the facets of the society, and one of the motives that is driving us for the construction of brick factory is that we are coming up with a lot of buildings for which we wish to make use of our own bricks. The transportation facility at Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore is totally unique. We do not allow any students to travel by their own vehicles because of the safety point of view of them. That is the reason why most of our stakeholders in the form of parents like us. We have 58 buses plying in and around Mysore and ferrying our students from 12 taluk headquarters and 3 district headquarters, and all of them are extremely happy with the services that we are providing, and no special fees is taken towards the transportation, and hence the service orientation is the hallmark of the institution. It is a well known saying that a sound mind in a sound body. To have the healthy life, you need the physical exercises to be done at regular intervals. Now we are entering into the sports area of this institution. This is a 6-acre ground we have developed. This area is now being developed to play cricket, volleyball, handball, basketball, kabaddi, kho-kho simultaneously. This can accommodate those many sports being played simultaneously. Also, we have a stage wherein we can conduct small programs and small events. In fact, a university level volleyball competition was held here, the state level competition. The prize distribution and all the stage events were carried out from here itself. Also, the entire conduct of the event was smoothly done from this stage itself. Also, the college is in discussion with the Karnataka State Cricket Association to develop this cricket ground to host cricket matches for the Mysore zone. I am now standing in front of the building called Arambha. The name itself suggests the beginning. So, whoever comes to our college first has to enter into this reception area, wherein they are cordially invited to the institution. If you are a student joining our college, this is the area wherein you are also allotted the mentor to you. See, you please understand the concept that we are talking here. A mentor is given to a student on the day of admission, and from here onwards the entire career of his 4 years in this institution is taken care by that mentor. The mentoring process will be explained to you later in this video tour, but however, since I stood in front of the Arambha block, I remembered and I just told you that this is the place where you will be given the mentor who will be taking care of your admission process as well as the entire 4 years, and will help you like a guide and a member of your family to excel in your career. What we can see is the stage that has given birth to many of the artists in our institution. Each and every program of this college will take place in this very location. Most of the dignitaries who have arrived in the college have used this stage, and many talents within the college have also come to light through this stage. What we can see to my right is the cafeteria of this college, and then the MIT store and an Ayurvedic shop that is supposed to come up. In the first floor of the same building is the physical education director's chamber, wherein all the facilities that are available for the students with regard to sports is showcased. To my left is the old canteen, which is now proposed to be used as the canteen area for the upcoming boys hostel. The first floor of this canteen is now, the old canteen is now being used as the table tennis play area. Most of the times it is occupied by the students who are practicing table tennis under the supervision of our physical education director. Also, this place, when we do not have the functions, is used to play the shuttle badminton. I am sitting in front of the APJ Abdul Kalam Open Air Theatre. This place is a jovial place for our students. They spend a lot of time sitting here talking to their friends, as well as when the internals arrive, they sit here in this row and study together and excel. We have a student community close to about 3,000 in numbers. To cater to their food needs, we have this very well established MITM food court, which can easily accommodate about 700 to 800 students at a time. And you can observe this is a very cool place, and we have two bifurcations. The one to my left is exclusively for women, and this is for boys and girls, and both of them can use this facility. About 40 desks are kept, which can be used to easily sit and taste the food, and remaining are the ones that you see in the hotels in Bangalore and Mysore. They can stand and savor the food. The students are using this canteen space as a multi-purpose utility area. Apart from having a cup of tea with their friends, they work extensively here because we have provided the Wi-Fi facility to the canteen also. They also make use of the space for group discussion and project work. This is the kitchen of the canteen. He is Mr. Shivaraja Gowda, curator for this entire canteen. He also looks after the preparation of food for the visitors as well, and he also cooks food for most of our dignitaries and management people also. Now, what we can observe here is the cleanliness that is being maintained here, and the varieties of food that he prepares caters to the needs of the students from all the parts of the state, as well as people from outside the state as well. The first part of this video tour, we visited the girls hostel. We did not have the boys hostel, and many of our outstation students were asking for a proper boys hostel in the campus. Now we are here, wherein the construction is going on for the boys hostel, and it is almost at the verge of the completion of the ground floor, and from the next academic year or the next semester itself, we can provide the students, about 60 students can be accommodated in the first phase, and in the next phase we can take up to about 120 students, and most of the students coming from North Karnataka and other parts of the country are very happy about the initiative of this institution. Now we are at the location which is now being used for the construction of the auditorium of 1000 capacity. Though we have an auditorium, indoor auditorium of about 300 to 400 capacity, to meet the requirements of today's world, we were in search of a huge place wherein we can build an auditorium that can accommodate more people. Now we have come up with this place. If you can observe, the construction work is just begun. Within 2 months or 3 months, you can definitely see the growth of this building, and now this will become an asset to this institution, wherein we can accommodate 1000 students, as well as the placement, the whole of the training and placement department will be shifted to this location, so that all the HR managers and all other companies visiting to our college can be accommodated very comfortably in this location. This auditorium becomes easily accessible because this is the location just behind the PG block of this institution, and also behind the boys hostel, and very near to the girls hostel, and the main block of the institution is at a walkable distance from this auditorium. This place is etched as a very special one in the hearts of MITians. We have an aircraft in my background. Written on it is aim high and dream big. And most of the students who visit our college happen to see this and ask us, do we have the course related to aircrafts in this college? But this is just to show that we have the higher dreams, and we always dream big. Ours is an institution that values the services of its employees. Now I am walking through to Ravi Kumar Kutira, which means this is the place which is named after Mr. Ravi Kumar, who was the public relations officer in this institution, and he had worked from 2007 till his accidental death last year. This beautiful and calm green place is named after Mr. Ravi Kumar. On almost all the working days, this area will be full of students, and the entire area will be very lively. Even though the students, whenever they are allowed to come to the college by two-wheelers or their own vehicles, they are not allowed to move out of the institution in between the working hours unless it is extremely necessary, for which we are making use of this boom bar. If you can observe that, it closes automatically and it does not open unless a gate pass is given to them. Starting from the entrance of this institution, we have seen the girls hostel, the proposed boys hostel, the auditorium, the indoor stadium, the outdoor stadium, the PG block, proposed library block, canteen. All those things are now over, and now we are entering to the main block of this institution. This institution houses the first year block, the administrative block, and a beautiful arch is set up which will welcome all the students into the college. This arch marks the entrance to this institution, and this is termed as main block rightly because we have the administration wing purely set up in this block, as well as to my left is the first year block. Now, when we enter into this campus, just prior to entering, you can observe we have just achieved a university rank this year. Ms. Rashmi from MCA has secured 8th rank at the state level, and this video tour also enables you to witness the rich green that we have developed. And if you happen to see at the building, I will show you the day 1 of this institution. The entire 22 acre had only one single tree that is now visible here, and now the entire area is filled with green. This is the effort of this institution in making the entire area green, and also it is supposed to be an area which is having at least 2 degree lower temperature than the Mysore city or the Mandya city, which are the nearby cities to this institution. The 2 decades that we have spent in this century have focused on outcome based education, and this institution, which started in 2007, has its vision focused to produce the engineers that had all the 12 graduate attributes that were required right from its inception. Now, we can see the vision and mission statement of the institution written both in Kannada and English language, because the stakeholders to this institution are mostly Kannadigas, residents of the state, and whenever they visit the institution, they are made to look into this vision and mission statements, and we check ourselves whether we are adhering to those vision and mission statements or not. This garden has seen the rise of this institution, because from 2007 when this institution was built, this garden was also there, but not this green. This area is basically drought prone, so usage of water to optimal utilization becomes very important, and that is the reason why we have an STP setup to my left, which cleans the water and allows the black water to get converted into grey water, and that water is used to nourish all these plants, and the entire garden area that you can see here is watered by the same water. Once we enter the institution through this arch, this is the security room, wherein nowadays this has become extremely multifunctional, because all the thermal check and sanitization shall take place here. And I am in the shelter of this beautiful tree that I had discussed just a while earlier, which is the only tree that was available for the entire 22 acres land. To my right is a huge notice board. One part of the notice board is kept for academic activities, the other part is kept for the non-academic activities, and to my left is the ramp for specially abled students to reach their classes. They will first reach the lobby, wherein we have the lift or elevator, and using which they can reach to places of their classes. We are now standing on the amphitheater, the stage of the amphitheater. This has a capacity of about 240 to 300, and the best utility of this amphitheater is made during the tea breaks of each and every working day. On each and every working day, the student, hand-picked student from every department is made to stand here and deliver a talk for about 10 minutes, and all the passers-by can listen to that and enlighten themselves. This facility is also sometimes used for cultural activities and prize distribution functions. We are now here in the quadrangle of this college, and what you can see to my right is the pillars, 8 twisted pillars. This is a dream project of our management, because when you view it from the aerial view, this looks lush green and the whole scene is beautifully depicted. And in most of our annual fests, this area is used to begin or launch the cultural fest. The latest tunes are played, and most of the students and teachers together dance to the tunes and enjoy themselves. We have a total of 4 elevators in the institution to reach the top floors from the ground floor. One of them is now shown to you. The special feature of this lift is inside. If you can focus onto this, only the dedicated users can use this. Only when you give your fingerprint it is allowed to be used. As you are aware, ours is the student centric education system and our college is no exception. We have the habit of treating our students like kings and queens. Even the washrooms are named kings. The spacious and well maintained urinals and washrooms with hand washing facility can be seen now. This is the most used corridor of the college because we have the admission section and account section situated alongside this corridor. We also have the fire extinguisher and the notice boards to this corridor, so that if at all it is necessary, it needs to be used. And we also have the dissemination made for our vision and mission statements, because every student must know what he is here for, and also all the teachers and support staff must know the common goal of the institution and work for the betterment of the same. I am standing in front of one of the very unique place, that is the Wall of Fame. All the students and parents on their first visit, they will definitely look into this and get motivated to come on this wall at the end of their career. These are our people who are now in the Wall of Fame. The people with the academic excellence, the people with non-academic excellence like extracurricular and co-curricular activities are all framed on this wall, so that they motivate the rest of the students in this institution to be like them. Also, I had once mentioned in the previous section that only one tree was available for the entire 22-acre campus, and that is here. The 22-acre campus had only this tree, which is now at the entrance of the institution. Now we have made the entire area look very green. Dear viewers, we are now entering into the library section of Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore, which can be called the Temple of Knowledge. This library is having multiple specializations that none of the other libraries you can witness. We are about to meet the priest of this temple, that is Professor Ashok R, the librarian. He happens to be the founder member of this institution. He was also the member faculty group who started the institution in 2007. He is Professor Ashok R, the librarian. As I have mentioned earlier, he is here since 2007, and he happens to be the librarian since the inception of the institution. Now it is over to Ashok.
Thank you, sir. So I will show the library section services from the starting point. So this is the entry corridor of the library, and here we have a property counter used for to keep the personal belongings of the patrons. And here we have placed the institute vision as well as the library information vision. And our vision is to provide comprehensive resources and services to the researcher, teacher and students to meet their information need, to enrich their treasure of knowledge, providing access around the clock and around the world. And to meet this vision, we have 4 missions: acquire, organize, preserve the resources, consolidate and disseminate information to the intellectual community, incorporate strong library ethics, and effectively apply innovative tools and techniques for its continuous management and implementation. And here we have in the library notice board. Here we display the running news and information of the library as well as the institute. And this is the information corner of the department. Here we display the rules, regulatory information of the department, rules and regulations, services and borrowing privileges, as well as the statistics of the library. Right now in the library we have about 40,000 plus e-books and print books and 15,000 titles, and more than 1,700 scholarly journals both in print and digital form, and more than 2,700 multimedia resources, and we have 12 subjective and general magazines and 16 newspapers both in Kannada and English language. At present in the library we have around 3,000 actually registered users, and this is the gate register. From this table we will capture the log details of the visitors, and this is library help desk as well as the ID card counter. Library is responsible to produce the ID cards for staff and students. And this is the digital library. The infrastructure of the digital library comprises of 20 systems and 2 server systems. One is for library automation and another is institutional repository. And all these systems are internet connected and configured to the printer. And in this digital library, we facilitate students to view, to access the open courseware like NPTEL, VTU EduSat, Massachusetts Institute of Technology's courseware, and also watch the MOOC courses like SWAYAM, and to access open access resources available through the internet, and to access National Digital Library of India. MITM is the institution member of National Digital Library of India, and we are also have the MITM NDLI club. And along with that, here we facilitate to access the digital library, MITM digital library, that is institution repository. We build the institution repository with MITM policy documents, question papers, e-books, PhD thesis, and VTU syllabus. This institution repository can be accessible anywhere in the campus through the LAN connected systems. And more than anything else, to access the e-resource which is subscribed under the VTU consortium. Here we have 4 databases, Springer, Elsewhere, Thailand Francis, Emerald. Among these 4 databases, we have 1,600 e-journals, and we have about 11,000 e-books from Taylor and Francis, McGraw Education, New Age International, Elsewhere, Faculty databases. Along with that, we have 3 technology platforms. One is the Nimbus Digital Library. This is for remote access facility, and Net Analytics is a grammar tool, and Turnitin for plagiarism checking. And these resources are IP based access. It can be accessible anywhere in the campus through the college internet connectivity. It may be wired or Wi-Fi connection, and it don't require any username password to access the resources in the campus. So this is the digital library facility. And adjacent to this digital library, we have a general reading room. And the speciality of this general reading room is that here we allow the students to carry their own personal belongings, means study materials to study.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೋದು ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್.
First in
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ ಬೇಡ ಹಂಗೆ.
And it will accommodate about 70 members. And this is a circulation counter. The library transaction means issue return will take place here. The library transaction is completely automated with the barcode technology.
ಏನು ಹಾಂ ಚೇಂಬರ್.
And this is librarian cabin as well as the administrative section. Here acquisition and further technical operations will be carried out here. And here we have faculty list, staff list. We have 8 library staff. Among the 8 we have professionals, 4 professionals are there with the library science degree. And this is new arrival display rack. Here we display the newly arrived textbooks, journals, magazines, as well as the donated books to update the users for the library add-ons. And this is journal rack. We have subscribed about 90 print journals from all the branches along with basic sciences. Here we showed the received issues in a year, and latest issue served in the forefront. And this is extended journal rack. Here we have the subscribed magazines and also uncatalogued materials like VTU university reports, newsletters, and other catalogs.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀರ.
So this is OPAC system.
Okay.
This is WAPAC system, online public access catalog. This system is a catalog or index system of the library. Here student can search the library holdings, their availability and location of the learning materials. And we have all-in-one printers. Here we provide the reprographic service, means photocopying, print and scan facility for the library patrons. And here we have some of the Lorex photographs. And this is, we have 2,700 CD DVDs which are accompanied by the textbooks and as well as the previous year question bank DVDs. So this is stack area. Here we are stacking all the branch textbooks, lending textbooks, and students have the privilege to borrow 2 lending books for a period of 15 days duration.
ಅದು ಬುಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ದು ಹೇಳಲ್ವ, ಆರ್ ಬುಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಆ ಕಡೆ.
And this is book bank corner. We have a general book bank facility where we will issue the 4 books for all the students for a period of 1 full semester, and students have to return these books after the semester end examination, and this is common to all the students.
So that means all 2500 students can borrow 4 books, at the beginning of the semester, and they need not have to return till the completion of the semester.
Yes.
I think this is one of the best features that the library has right now. ಇಲ್ಲ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದಾ? Right, okay.
So this is a reference and periodical section. In the reference section, the reference collections are unique because here all the titles are distinctive, because the titles are distinctive with a single copy, and students have the privilege to borrow one reference book for a period of 1 week, means 7 days. Along with the lending general book bank and reference book, we have a SCST book bank facility. The books funded by the Social Welfare Department, Government of Karnataka, for the benefit of SCST community students, and they have a privilege to borrow 3 books for a period of 1 full semester, along with the book bank, lending and reference book. This is the unique feature for SCST community students. So this is about the brief descriptive information of the library. Thank you.
One among the special features of our library is this media center. To cope up with the digitalization of everything, the students coming to the first year, that is basic science, all the students are brought to this media center at least 1 hour per week, so that they are educated with the rest of the world, what actually is happening in the rest of the world through the media center.
It's IMITM Media Center. It is equipped with 51-inch smart TV, writing board and 25 seating capacity. This facility is used for facilitate the staff and students to view the massive open online courses, to watch NPTEL videos, lecture videos, and also for technical presentation, group discussion and project preparation for the students, as well as we use this multimedia for orienting the first year students by demonstrating the library facilities, as well as to motivate them. We will play the motivation videos and so on.
Standing in front of this magnanimous structure, I wish to bring to all of your notice the chairman of the Governing Council of Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore, had once quoted that the library is to a college what heart is to a body. So the importance that we give to the library is that much, and hence it is right at the entrance of the college. Before showing you the administrative block and the main block of this institution, I would like to take you to the basic science department or the first year block. This is an exclusive block for first year students, because one can easily understand that the first year acts as the bridge between a professional course and the +2 of the students. So this is the place where they get transformed into an engineering student. This area houses the placement department alongside the first year classrooms, physics laboratory, chemistry laboratory and the department of mathematics. And as well, one of the important features that we have in this block is the language lab. Probably the only institution to have the language lab, wherein the students are given, the first year students especially are given the facility of systems wherein they can learn the language using the softwares that are available with us. This is a 5-story building for exclusively first year students, and this elevator provides an easy access to all the floors. Again, as I had mentioned earlier, this lift is also password protected. Not any user can use this unless he is granted permission by the authority. One of the 3 major components of basic science department at Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore, is the department of physics. The department of physics is headed by Dr. Vijayalakshmi Dayal, and she is an able researcher. I will now introduce you to Dr. Dayal, and she will explain how her department is functioning in line with the department's vision and mission.
Welcome to Department of Physics at Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. The department was founded in the year 2007 with the objective of giving foundation course to each program of the institution. The department is proud of one of the leading research department in the institution. We have well established research laboratory for the sample growth, and also a low temperature physics lab where we can measure the resistance and IV characteristics of the sample from 80K to the 300K.
Whenever one has to talk about the Department of Physics at MIT Mysore, its research stands out, and the Madam stands benefited by the Maharaja Education Trust. One of the leading motives that gives motivation to all the staff to take up research is that 10% of whatever research fund is received by any faculty through the funded projects, that 10% in addition will be given by the management to the pocket of the researcher, and Madam stands benefited since she has brought 65 lakhs of project. Probably she has received 6 lakhs above as 10% incentive.
This low temperature physics lab, which has been established with the help of SERB fund. So we have a 4-probe setup where a platinum sensor and the 4-probe setup for the low temperature measurement it is there, which is with the help of temperature controller, source meter, which is AC and DC current source, and 2182 voltmeter with the help of 2450 source meter. All it is accuracy of 0.001%. We are able to measure the resistivity and IV characteristic of a sample up to ATK, and with the help of diffusion pump we establish that temperature condition in the sample. So this research lab is basically installed for the purpose of the sample synthesis in both bulk and the nano form. We have a high temperature furnace which goes up to 1600 degrees centigrade, purchased from NASCAR with the support of BRNS project, and the tubular 1200 degrees centigrade furnace purchased with the support of the funds of SERB. Other than that, for sample preparation, we do as well as microwave synthesis of the sample. We synthesize samples in the presence of microwave as well. So we have one microwave for that. We have a high resolution balance and the hydraulic machine for the purpose of preparation of the pellets. We do have different kind of dies for the preparation of the pellets of different.
We are in the Department of Chemistry, which is headed by Dr. B. Manju, Professor and Head of Department of Chemistry, who also has an experience of serving the Visvesvaraya Technological University as a special officer during the year 2011 and 12. He also happens to be the first year coordinator of this institution, and he is the one who is responsible to uphold the ethics and morals at the first year level, and he is the one who is responsible for coordinating with all the students of parents of all the students of first year.
Welcome you, sir. Myself, Dr. B. Manju, Professor and HOD of Chemistry Department. The Department of Chemistry was started in the year 2007. It aims that imparting quality education and providing facilities for all the students and individual care taken through mentoring system. The Department of Chemistry playing important role the overall development of students.
In the basic science block, we are now entering into the Department of Mathematics. Mathematics plays an important role in the career of every engineer, and the 4-year graduation is impossible without the knowledge of mathematics. And the Maharaja Institute of Technology has a wonderful Department of Mathematics, and I will now be introducing you to Dr. A. Srinivas, the Head of Mathematics, who would be explaining to you the specialities of Department of Mathematics at MIT Mysore.
Myself, Dr. A. Srinivas, working as a professor in the Department of Mathematics, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. So our department established in the year 2007. Here we are offering a mathematics subject for engineering students up to 4 semesters as a core subject. Later onwards, in the 3rd year and 4th year, we are offering for open electives. And also we are teach this mathematics subject to PG course also. Here we also offer a PhD for some of the students under the guidance of me for applied mathematics as well as graph theory. So these are the backbone of our department. So here one professor is there now. So remaining all the 9 members as working as an assistant professor.
Also, I wish to let you know that Dr. A. Srinivas is an esteemed member of BOE for mathematics in Vishweshwara Technological Universities, as well as he is a member of EduSat. One of the rarest features that an engineering college can have that is the place where we are in, that is the language lab. We are in the English language lab. We have a specialized person to teach English as the core subject for all the first year students. What you can see is the lab, which is having about 60 capacity, and each system has a licensed version of eWrite software, which will help our students to bridge the gap between their +2 and professional course. I will now take you to Professor Uma Bhavani, who is the head of humanities. As well, she will be teaching the language English to all the students, that is all 600 students will be definitely the students of Professor Uma Bhavani.
Welcome to the language lab. We teach students of first year of engineering in 2 semesters from these textbooks, and this is the syllabus which is followed even in our software here. We have the use of 60 computers for each batch of students, and all 10 sections benefit from this program. The eWrite company has based software on our syllabus, which is very beneficial for our students because they learn listening, speaking, reading, writing, grammar and vocabulary. In addition to the regular chalk and talk method, they also use all of this and learn how to use English interactively to suit their requirements in academics as well as in their professions in the future.
Also, one could witness the ICT tools that are available in the English lab. As I had mentioned while entering the basic science department, we have a separate classroom for the basic science students, that is first year students. We have 10 such classrooms. I am standing in one of those 10 classrooms wherein 60 students can be accommodated. Because in 10 classrooms we have to accommodate 630 students, because our maximum intake per annum is 630, and each class will have 60 students sitting in the class. We have all the modern ICT tools developed here. We have a projector, we have the computer systems all fixed here, we have the audio system ready, we have the projectors ready. If at all a teacher requires to show the students some videos that cannot be explained by his regular teaching, it will be done through the modern teaching tools. We are in the CAD lab now, which is used as the central facility for the basic science students. We have 60 systems with licensed version of SolidEdge and CATIA V5, and it is a air conditioned laboratory, as well as the printer system and the scanning system is also available in this laboratory. This 259 square meter area laboratory is equipped with all the modern tools such as ICT tools, projector, and a dedicated laboratory assistant is also available along with the instructor. We are now standing near the powerhouse of the new modern digital era, that is the main server of the college, and this has a connection from Estel for 100 Mbps leased line. I am accompanied by Mr. Chetan, who is the system administrator, who is responsible for distributing this 100 Mbps leased line to all the corners of this institution. We are about to enter the placement and training cell of the Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. This is notice board showcasing the placement activities of previous years. Meet Mr. Shiv Sagar, the placement and training officer of Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. I hope I shall hand over everything to Shiv Sagar, and he shall take care of all the things that needs to be given to you, the viewers.
Yes, sir. The training and placement department that we are divided into 2 verticals, that will be training and placements. In training, that we are giving a pre-placement training to our students. That from the first year that we are giving to our students, that will be the first year that we are divided into modules. The first year will be the communication, second will be the communication with an aptitude, third year communication aptitude with some technical knowledge. That will be started the recruitment process from the third year only. That will the corporates giving the opportunity to our students for internships and for the recruitment process. And the final year that we will consolidate all the communication aptitude and the technical knowledge within some internship exposure that we have started. Our students started to enter for the corporates, attend the drives. These are the things we will taking care in the training, and also in training that we are giving a various care opportunities training to our students. That will the GATE exams, and for the higher studies, and for the if the students wants to be an entrepreneur, that we will call the new entrepreneurs in the market, that we will call to our students, and we will give you examples how it will be. And the great opportunity that we are given to our college students is that will be a central government project, that will be a coir market that we are introducing in our college, but due to the COVID that will be postponed. That will be a good example for students to be an entrepreneur. And for the GATE exams and all, we will give the good exposure to our students. We will call outsiders how it will be there and how we will get in. We will call the alumni to our college and we will give the examples how it will be there. It's all about the training, and also we motivate our students to take online and offline certifications like Coursera and all, and also the corporates giving the scholarship to our students to get trained in the industries. Like Amphisoft, they are giving a dream start to our students. They have trained the students. These are the opportunities are utilized by our students. It's a good example to our juniors to be get into the markets and for the industries. This is all about the training, and also I want to brief over the placements that we are entertaining the students to take on campus as well as off campus. We are total to this year, that is totally 55 to 60 companies are visiting to our college, and also our students to go and attend in other colleges also and to the industry. That will be the students will get an exposure how the industry is doing. The process what they are doing in our colleges, the first thing is the pre-placement talk that will be going on in the auditorium. Second will be the technical or for the aptitude test that will be taken in the respective labs. And at the third level, that will be the group discussion room. I will take you for the group discussion room, sir.
And I wish to inform all the viewers that Mr. Shivsagar is an alumni of Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. He is a computer science engineering graduate.
These are the companies that visited to our MIT Mysore, as well as our students are attending half campus. And this is the procedure the students are attending in our college, the gathering, and they are doing the pre-placement talk. After that, they are attending the interview process, the online test, group discussion, and face-to-face. That will be the student coordinators. They are supporting her to do the process, and within the faculty coordinators also they are supporting us. This is the procedure. The students, that there is a pictorial representation that's showing that how the students are placing in our college. The students enter to our college. After that, they are learning with an aptitude test or with using the computers or the calculations and everything. They are going with all the procedures. After that, they are group discussion, what are the trainings that we are giving, and they are facing some issues that will be monitoring, and we will be counseling the students. At the end of that, the students attending the corporates, and they are selected, and if the students are selected, they are fly with the colors. This is the motto of our college. The students are to be placed in a good corporate companies.
When I showed you the construction site of the new auditorium with 1000 capacity, I had also mentioned that we already have an auditorium with about 400 capacity with all the ICT tools that are required for a placement department. Now, I will take you to that place and allow Shivsagar to explain the statistics of the placement department for the past 3 years.
The 400 students capacity, that's what we are doing for any functions or the students campus recruitment. The students are sitting here to take a pre-placement talk and any other functions, and all that's we are planning for next 1000 students capacity auditorium that will be under construction, that will be coming soon. And I would like to take you a small presentation about the placement department. That we already explained about the training and placements, what all we are doing, pre-placement training and the various career opportunities and the startup talks, higher studies and the government exams preparations, awareness to our students, and also we are motivating the students to do online and offline training to our students, and the off campus and on campus we are calling the IT and non-IT companies to our college students. About the training, that's every year that we are giving, started from the first year, that 2 days that we are giving a training based on the how the requirement is there, that we are, and also we are giving company specific training to our students. That will be the in 4th year that 512 students are eligible. Out of 512, 502 students are attended the training. Based on the things that will be that we are showing the modules and all. And at the 2018 and 19, it will be the 3 days training that we are given for a first year, and 6 days training for a second year, and 6 days training for a third year, and also for a 4th year that we are consolidated, and also 15 days training also that we are giving to a final year students, and also a 2 days training. Thank you. Next will be the 2018 and 19 and 19 and 20, that will be the 4th year and 3rd year, 2nd year, 1st year that we are giving a training to our students. And also we are encouraging the students to do the internship programs. and about the placements. And 2016 and 17, 55 companies are visited to our college. 2017 and 18, the 62 companies are visited, and gradually that we are increasing the companies, we are calling the companies to our college, and 18, 19 and 81 companies are visited. In 19, 20, due to a pandemic, that will be 60 companies are visited to our college, and also so on that we are calling the campus recruitment, and also we are adapted to virtual. The new initiative in MIT Mysore, that we are not only sending the tracker of the students, and also we are sending the students video profile. The video profile contains the self-introduction as well as the what the technical knowledge they have. These are the new initiative that we have started in MIT Mysore. As of 2016-17, 55 companies are visited. 2017-18, 62 companies are visited. Gradually that we are increasing the calling the companies to our college. To 18-19, 81 companies are visited to our college, and also our students attended off-campus recruitment also. So in 19-20, due to pandemic, that's 60 companies are visited. Gradually that the dreams and the slots we are giving to our students. Info is visiting a college. Last year 26 students are selected. DXC Technologies, that 44 students are selected to DXC Technologies. Wipro, that 13 students are selected from our campus. And also we are encouraging the students to take a dream slots like SAP Labs. There's a product based companies like Geoga Studio. That will be the 4.5 lakhs package, and the highest package will be 10 lakh package. The mechanical students are participating in non-IT course and IT course, and as well as the manufacturing industry. That will be really helpful for our students to get an exposure when they are in the campus.
Our management has always been generous in contributing to the society, and this is one of the contribution towards the green building and green environment. This is the 10 kilowatt solar system that we have exclusively for first year block. We are at the rooftop of first year block. This 10 kilowatt is sufficient to maintain this building alone. This 10 kilowatt solar power system is exclusively for this first year block, and another 100 kilowatt which we are supplying to grid is on the main building, that I will be showing in the later part of this video. What you can now see in my background is 100 kilowatt solar power generating system which is connected to the grid. We have our own transformer, and we have an MOU with SESCOM, that is local power corporation, and wherein it is written that on document that 92% of the times we must be given the power supply, and that is the reason why our total power consumption, though the power consumption is high, the most of the power consumption is managed by the power generated by the solar system. MIT Mysore is a safe place for all the students and exclusively for women. I request the chairperson of Anti-Sexual Harassment Cell, Dr. Vijayalakshmi Dayal, to explain about this feature.
So, a sanitary vending machine has been installed in the ladies' washroom, whereas for the collection and disposal of that at the top floor of the first year block, as well as in other washrooms, the incinerator is installed for the purpose of individual privacy as well as the cleanliness of the campus.
It is the wish of the management and the principal that each and every student that has to develop affection towards the institution, and that's why it is a very small souvenir shop that we have, in which we give students the products of their choice so that they can carry it back to their homes. It is an integral part of an engineering college to place its students in right places, so that their 4 years of course is fruitful. Also, they have to be employable at the end of the 4-year course if they have to be employed. So, we have an entrepreneurship development cell in the college, under which we have this beautiful incubation center built up. As I had mentioned earlier in this video, it is a 9,100 square feet area, and we have about 14 cubicles. So, we can accommodate 14 companies at this location. Somehow in the previous year, prior to the pandemic, we had 6 of such wings occupied by the same company, the Advitiya Technologies, and we had our own student, final year student working on hydroponics, and another output of our college, alumni of our college, had started his own firm. His name was Ishak Ranjan, and all of them were pushed out of the institution by the pandemic. Most of the office spaces were filled prior to the pandemic, and owing to the pandemic situation, all of them have started to work from home, and now this place looks very empty without all of them. And this place is a unique place, and it is open to everybody provided they have a registered firm and are startups. Now we work on a very simple basis. They will have to pay only a ₹100 per month to utilize our free internet, high speed internet. You can observe the Wi-Fi facility that is provided in this block. We provide them 24/7 uninterrupted water supply, electricity, and all of them free, almost free of cost. That 100 rupees is taken as a token of bonding between the institution and the and the people using the incubation center. And we also have one unwritten rule wherein we request all of those people who are here to accommodate our students for internships and projects, so that ultimately our students stand benefited. For all the people using our incubation center, because they are more in numbers, we have, as I said, we have 14 office spaces to be occupied, and hence they cannot have meetings there itself. Separately, we have 4 meeting rooms. I am standing in one of such 4 meeting rooms. You can observe here we have a dedicated table and seating arrangement for them, and they can use this for private interviews as well. And we also have one board room which I am taking you to now. This boardroom facility can also be used by the people who are using the incubation center. The service orientation of the students is of utmost priority in the institution. That is the reason why we have a very vibrant NSS cell led by Mr. Kiran Kumar L. I am very happy to introduce him, and I wish to let you know that he is the state award winner for the best NSS unit at Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore, given by Vishwesvaraya Technological University. Over to Kiran Kumar.
Welcome to NSS MIT cell. Myself Kiran Kumar L. I am Assistant Professor Department of Humanity Science as well as Program Officer of MITM in NSS cell. So now we are started for 2000 level in NSS in MIT Mysore. It is only one best unit in our VTU campus. 2018 we are received as a best NSS unit in university level as well as state NSS cell. But we are already nominated for the national award also.
Hello and welcome to the ministerial section of Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. The ministerial section are the wheels of the chariot on which the entire college runs. Now, the ministerial section has 9 sections under it: examination section, account section, admission section, establishment section, transportation wing, and then we have stores, and then we have the security system. All those covered under the and also the office assistants come under the ministerial section. I am Aniruddha AM, discharging my duties in the capacity of an administrative officer. I will be reporting to the Dean Administration and the Principal. Now we are in the account section of the college. We have in this section the accounts people as well as establishment and transportation section. This is Mr. Shivraju looking after the KSRTC and our other private bus services in the college. This is Mr. Manu, who is working for the trust and sitting and operating from our office here. This is Mr. Anant, who is working in the institution since 1 decade. He looks after the establishment section. He is Mr. Nakul, who has been here since about 7 years. He was associated with the Maharaja Education Trust earlier also, and now shifted to Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. He is Mr. Shivraj, and that is Mrs. Jaimala. All the 3 are working as accounts department, and he happens to be the head of the accounts department. We have a very beautifully set up accounts methodology to help and cater the needs of the students, staff and other stakeholders. The procedure that we have set for the ease of accounts distribution is very simple. In every March, all the departments will be given the circular to prepare their budget for the forthcoming year of finance, and then that will be suited to their academic year as well. Since it will be the March that happens to be the beginning of an even semester in the engineering setup, so they can plan for the even semester as well while they produce the budget for the financial year. All those circulars, when it reaches the departments, they would discuss in their departments and give us back the budget proposal for the forthcoming financial year. And our financial team sits across the table and discusses what is the budget that is proposed to this year, and they will compare it with the previous year utilization and takes it forward to the Dean of Administration and the Principal, where they will decide whether this budget can be approved or not. and once they decide it, that will be sent to the management approval, and upon the approval, again during the end of March, we will circulate the approved budget to all the departments, and they will also be informed that whenever the need arises, they will have to inquire the principal and take his permission and then report to the accounts department, so that the dispersal of the amount is made easily. Once the proposed budget is approved and during the financial year, whenever there is a need, the concerned section heads will approach the principal, and upon his approval, cash vouchers will be prepared by our accounts department. As well as if it is within 10,000 rupees, cash payments will be made. Otherwise, it is compulsorily through checks, NEFT or RTGS payments. Once the principal gives approval and the cash vouchers are ready or the payment slip is ready, it has to go through 3 tables. The 3 signing authorities of the institution will look into the feasibility of the available budget and allocate if it is on a priority basis, and that is what you are seeing now. And the sole income we have to this college is through the fee payment of the students, and now utilization of that fees depends on the priority. And again, what we have for the last 3 years is about 30 crores average income per annum, and more than that is being used, and the excess amount that we are incurring is managed and supported by our well established management, and because of whom the institution is running successfully. As I have just mentioned, the only income to the college is through the students' fees, and that is the reason why we have made it very simple for them to pay. Now is the era wherein we are using digital finance. So, we have the facility for cash as well as digital payments as well as check payments, through which they can easily pay the fees to the college. The institution clearly adheres to all the statutory payments that needs to be made to its employees like EPF and ESI, and apart from that, one wonderful practice that this generous management has to offer to its employees is group medical insurance. The group medical insurance is a compulsion on everybody in the institution, just because keeping in mind the security of the family members of the staff. MITM family includes the family members of the staff of MITM altogether. So, 25% of the contribution of each member's contribution is made from Maharaja Education Trust. Apart from the statutory payments and group medical insurance, the accounts department also helps our staff in saving their money for future. The LIC payments as well as SBI life insurance will be made, the payment will be made easily through our accounts department. As well, we also have the facility of CUG connection to each and every staff member, and half of the bill will be paid by the college. This is Mr. Ramesh Kumar HP and this is Girish MR. These are our office assistants who keep everybody happy by serving whatever the requirements of the ministerial section. We are now in the admission section of MITM. The admission section assists all the students to maintain the records as well as the disbursement of the feedback that is given by various agencies, various government agencies as well as private agencies. He is Mr. Manjunath HK looking after the admission and the scholarship section. He has a staff Divyashri, and she will assist him in maintaining the records. What you are now looking at is our admission ledger. All the basic details that are required of a student will be available, including his photograph. The scholarship section along with the SC/ST cell in the college will encourage all the students and inform them about as and when it is required to apply for the scholarship and fee waiver schemes. We have in force the Vidya Siri scheme as well as the Government of Karnataka scheme for backward community, as well as minority schemes are also available. What you can now see is the proof for disbursement of the scholarships that the college account receives, and it is distributed amongst the students. The calculation sheet that I have in my hand is a proof that we have disbursed about 15 crore rupees that we have received to our account to all the students since 2016-17. The entire accounts department and budget is allocated to 8 heads. The infrastructure built up, library, laboratory equipment, laboratory consumables, teaching and non-teaching staff salary, maintenance and spares, training and travel, miscellaneous expenses and others. We are now standing in the examination section of MIT Mysore. All the students who wish to write the exams to clear their graduation would have at least once visited our examination section, and the examination section is looked after by Mr. Srinivasa Gowda, who is alongside me now. And this examination section is another vibrant section under administrative officer that looks after the procurement of marks cards from the exam section of the university, looks after all the timetables and distributes among all the students, disseminates the details as and when the examinations are available, examinations are to be written, and the room allocation, the faculty allocation. The examination section is in constant contact with the university, and it receives the updates as and when it is done in the website of the university and disseminates the same to the entire student community. And as well, now the examinations and the background work for all the examinations is totally online, and they are well equipped with the internet facility, and they distribute the passwords to the staff and students and helps them focus on their studies. The governance of the institution is through the 5 cells that we have, the 5 statutory cells: the grievance redressal cell, anti-sexual harassment cell, anti-ragging committee, Swachh Bharat mission cell, SC, ST and OBC welfare cell. These are the 5 cells that strengthen our system. I will take you to each of the cells and I will show you the working process of those cells. The grievance redressal cell, chaired by Dr. C. Ramakrishna Gowda, head of civil engineering, now has a secretary to the grievance redressal cell, Mr. Dhananjaya, will collect all the grievances if at all registered. We collect the grievances only in written form and then take action depending upon the decisions taken at this cell. Dr. Nanda TN, Professor of Kannada, is the secretary for anti-sexual harassment cell, and she collects whatever is the grievances of the students related to anti-sexual harassment cell and conveys the same to the chair of the ASHC, that is Dr. Vijayalakshmi Dayal, and in her chairmanship meeting will be called for, and in that meeting suitable action will be taken, and as far as the institute is concerned, no such grievances have been registered so far. Another statutory body that we have in the campus is Swachh Bharat Mission Cell, and it is headed by Dr. R.C. Shivamurthy, and this member secretary for the same is NSS officer as well, Mr. Kiran Kumar L. The cleanliness that we can witness once we enter the institution is maintained totally by the Swachh Bharat mission along with the help of the garden and housekeeping. We are in front of the anti-ragging committee cell, but you can see the committee chamber is empty. It is because since past many years we have not received one single complaint against ragging. That is the culture that we have developed at MIT Mysore. All the students have to come in the transportation provided by the college at 8:30 and leave the campus at 4 p.m. through only that bus facility. So it is highly impossible for anybody to commit that crime in the college, and also the level of education that we provide and ethics and moralities that we give are sufficient to fight against ragging. We are at the SC, ST and OBC welfare committee cell. We have Mr. Manjunath from scholarship section seated over here, and he guides all the students along with SC, ST, OBC cell chairman Dr. B. Manju, and educates everybody to apply for scholarships as and when it is called for by the government of Karnataka. And till now, from 2016 onwards, we have about 15 crore rupees funds that are distributed to our students. I hope this video tour has given you the glimpses of the institution, and I wish all of you come to this institution to find out what we are doing is really good to the society and helpful to all the student fraternity. Thank you very much. I also wish to express my deep sense of gratitude to the principal Dr. Naresh Kumar BG and the management for their support in creating this video and spreading the fragrance of this institution globally.